Game time! Okay, as you could probably guess, on today's Shallow Dive, we're going to talk about a video game for the first time. And what was that game going to be? Probably, oh man, something near and dear to my heart. Talk about, my favorite video game. Video games are so important to me. I love them. I do it so often. Nah, I'm gonna talk about Sniper Elite 4 because I've been playing through old PlayStation Plus games that I added to my library but never downloaded just to pass time because I can't find a PS5 like everybody else. But it seems like it's getting easier to find them, so hopefully in the near future I'll get one. But in the meantime, I've enjoyed just playing through random games. And before we get to that, of course, we have to have a little fun and make a Planter's Punch today. And lucky me, that requires 3 alcohols, if you want to consider bitters alcohol. They are alcoholic, so why not? That I haven't tried on camera before. So, step 1, Appleton Estate, which I don't know. I'm bad at drinking things straight, so I think my opinion on everything is that, I like that in drinks, but not just like as an alcohol. But let's see, maybe it smells nice. Maybe it's different with the Appleton. Actually, kind of is. That's actually good. I don't know. I just don't think I would ever just drink anything on ice though. I'm just too big of a punk for that. And this brand new allspice dram. Haven't used this in anything, as you can tell. Fresh open there, and have never tried it. Ooh, definitely smells like allspice though. Very cool. Wow. That's like holidays in an alcohol. It's it's like gingerbready, it's spicy, it comes at you. That's actually really good. Bitters, you shake these out, so I'm just gonna shake a few onto my fingies. Love me something bitter. I like sour shit. And that's weird tasting, but awkwardly enjoyable. A little too bitter when it hits the back of your throat though. Okay, that's the trying portion out of the way, and gonna do something a little different at the behest of a friend who watches my videos. He said bring the camera in and show the mixing more close up. So hopefully this works out. I'm gonna try it. Okay, camera is in. We can see things more closely. Maybe that'll add some production value to my oh so sorely lacking in production value videos. So, 1 ounce lime juice. Gotta fill this whole guy up right here, which, sounds good to me. I like some citrus. 3/4 ounce Demerara syrup. Which this is all we have left. It is about time to boil up some more. Really about time to boil up some more. It's a very popular ingredient. Oh boy, 3 ounces of our rum here, Appleton Signature. I should have spun the camera around just so I could get a better look. I framed it up, and it seemed like this was good, but, my fledgling videographer skills very much could have let me down, and I don't even know right now, so. Another thing, 1/4 ounce of this allspice dram. Another thing, though, is this actually, the recipe said to flash blend this, which technically, so last time I didn't do it right. Flash blending is like a stand blender, like a milkshake thingy. Eugene, stop. Oh, come here. get Eugene in there with the drink. He was licking some dishes in the dishwasher. Who's such a good little goo ball, yeah. And not with a blender like this, though, for flash blending. But, you know, in a pinch, I figured that would work, and blending up a Carabino sounded like really pretty good. But Planter's Punch, I feel like it's going to be fine just being shaken over ice. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to add our final ingredient here, some Angostura aromatic bitters, 2 dashes, 1, 2. And I try to, you know, you could maybe make dashes smaller or bigger. I feel like I try to make them a little bigger because, like I said, I like the bitter flavor. And now I think we're gonna, yeah, screw it. Let's shake it up in close range too. Throw some ice in here. Ice it up. Gotta do like tight pulses here to keep it in frame, hopefully. Bam. Put my cold ingredients away here. Reach over top you again and grab pineapple. Now, ooh, a close range pour. This is gonna be sultry. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. As per usual, feel like I didn't add enough ice, so we'll throw a little more. Eugene's going after the ice cubes. He always loves that. Okay, there's our drink. Ooh, ah. Now we'll pull it back out for a little taste test and some sniper talk. Boom! Okay. Whatever we can out of there. Alright, here we go. First ever Planter's Punch. Made by me. I had one at Tiki Cat and I did like it, so. Shit! That might be my favorite tiki drink I've made since we started making drinks at home. It just all comes together. You just get a little bit of everything at once. You get the spiciness of the dram and the bitters. You get the smooth, rummy flavor of this Appleton that I really liked. More than I thought I would straight. And citrus surrounds the whole thing in a tasty, limey, just bundle of flavor. God damn. Fuck me. That's S tier. I need to start adding this to videos, like tiering drinks. I made a Google sheet to put drinks into tiers, and this, nothing's cracked S yet. This is a Planter's Punch is S tier, I think, man. Like, I'm gonna make these. Wow. Wow. I liked that more than I expected. That's all. Wow. I'm really happy with that, you know? Sad. Sad that, ooh, hey, Eugene. Sad that finding a good drink to keep getting bombed with is so exciting to me these days. But moving on, we've got to talk about Sniper Elite 4, ladies and gentlemen. I have never played any of the games in the series, but like I said, just going through like free PlayStation Plus games to kill time. So I was looking at everything, and I saw Sniper Elite 4, and like I knew the gimmick of the game is like if you get a critical hit, it goes into slow-mo, and you get to watch the bullet like fucking just burst someone's lung, or explode their heart, or just, yeah, you know, tear through their throat, pop their eyeball, a bunch of gruesome stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool, I guess, and that's probably what made me decide to play it. But that being said, like, I didn't have high hopes. I was just like, you know, it's probably just a game where you try to sneak somewhere and shoot a guy. Ooh, so cool. So I fired it up. This one takes place in World War II in the Italian theater. Usually, you only hear about like Western Europe, France invasion and all that jazz, and the Pacific theater and stuff. But nah, man, North Africa, Italy, it was a world war, dude. A lot of stuff happened, and this centers on Italy. So the Nazis have invented a guided missile, essentially, and they're blowing up shipping in the Mediterranean, man. They're really fucking shit up. So the Allies are like, I forget your full name. Your name's Carl. They're like, Carl, dog, you're like the most elite. You're the fucking tip of the spear. You get in there. You get into Italy. You fuck up this operation for these guided missiles. They are wrecking our shit. So there's your premise. And fun fact, I forgot to Google this before the video, but I'm pretty sure the Nazis actually did invent the first guided missile. Like, it wasn't fancy. You launch it from a plane, and the plane can radio signals to the missile to tell it how to move its flaps and stuff. But I think they did invent the first one. So the game, if that ends up holding true, is actually kind of playing with a bit of real history there, so that's cool. Anyway, first mission. You're on a beautiful Mediterranean island, just like beautiful hills and little towns, and the ocean lapping up onto the beaches, and it's your playground. Every mission is like this, and I think it's really cool. Every mission is a little sandbox, and you get your tools, you get your rifle, you get a secondary weapon, like a submachine gun, and you get a pistol. And the starting weapons, I just beat the game once and like went back and played another mission one more time, I think, just for fun. There's a ton of weapons, and I didn't use hardly any of them. So the first ones you start off with are a Springfield rifle, Thompson submachine gun, and a well-rod pistol, which is like a super stealthy pistol from World War II. And like they all feel really good, and I was expecting to like just get fucked up if enemies got close to you and you had to like switch to the Thompson or something. Because it's Sniper Elite, I figured like sniping is the main thing of the game. But no, like I really feel like if you wanted to, you could just kind of like soldier through that game like a regular old third-person shooter and just use like submachine guns and a pistol that isn't the well rod, because the well rod has a really slow fire rate and doesn't do a ton of damage because it's meant to just be sneaky. But like that being said, it's cool that you could do that. But the sniping is really fun. It's like really cool. You focus in with R1. I'm on PlayStation obviously. So R1, probably right bumper if you're on an Xbox. And it like slows down time, like we're all familiar with, and it creates like a box on the screen that's like the kind of the window that your bullet would be in, and then a little X starts like zeroing in that box, and the longer you hold in that focus mode, the tighter that little X gets, and that's where your bullet's gonna hit. And like, it's got real bullet ballistics, so long range shot you have to aim higher, so like you're aiming here but that X is right here because bullet drop and stuff. Or it probably takes like wind into account too. It certainly takes like velocity into account, like you have to lead a target that's running and all that jazz. Not sure about wind though. I bet like maybe on the harder difficulties it would take it in, but I feel like I never had to like aim left or right on a stationary target. But either way, that zeroing in is fun. You just let it go in and go in and go in, and then you get it sighted up and put that X like right on their dome, or right on their heart, or right on a lung, or a liver, or a kidney, anything, testicle. You can blow up dudes' balls, and like it doesn't really get old, man. Like fucking bursting Nazi livers, always fun. Like killed 1,000 Nazis, I bet, during the course of that game. Popped 1,000 organs. Fun every time. And if it doesn't if it ends up not being fun for you, you're just in there trying to grind, trying to level up your guns and stuff, and you're just like, man, I've popped so many organs, this is boring. You can turn that off and you can just shoot people. So the game has your back. Anyway, let's see. So that's kind of like the level design is everything's an open world. You got your weapons. And then they just give you objectives like kill this guy, blow up this motor pool or like supply base. And they give you tools to like navigate the map and do that. So you got your weapons, those are your core tools. Then you got like grenades, mines, like anti-tank mines, anti-personnel mines, trip mines, satchel charges. You got like, you can throw rocks to distract people or try to get them to go a certain direction. Like you got a lot of little tools you can use to attack your objectives. Kind of in it. Eugene wants me to throw this deer, his little deer toy. Eugene, come here. This is Dolph, aka Rudolph. Wah! And Eugene is chasing him now. So yeah, you got all these tools, and you can use them to kind of go about your objectives the way you see fit. The most normal way to do so is, of course, just to shoot people and blow stuff up, but how you go about that, you know, can vary based on your equipment. So that's cool. That's a little deeper than I thought. And like some examples of stuff, some neat stuff I did. It's like there's a tank driving around like a base on a patrol, and I just hung out and like watched its patrol route. And when it was far away from the part of the patrol route I was closest to, I went in and planted an anti-tank mine, and then just like, you know, I knew its route, so I knew I could operate in this certain area and not get shot by it. So I went about doing objectives in a place safe from it, and then, you know, like a few minutes later, boom, got a notification on screen like, yo dog, you just fucking blew up a tank. And I was like, I did because I planned it, because I observed and I planned. So it's got a lot of like payoff for like observing the environment and actually using your tools. And I'm sure like that's kind of just scratching the surface. Like, oh, you looked at a tank's route and planted a mine. Like if you wanted to, you could study troop movements, plant trip mines, get them to blow up, you know, plant a trip mine, throw a rock, get someone to go walk over and blow up. You could do a lot of stuff. And let's see, the story, which I touched on a little bit about like stopping the guided missiles, not interesting. I didn't expect it to be, and I didn't really care. Basically, you're like going into the Italian theater and just trying to find out about these missiles. You work with some like partisan fighters, some like Italian resistance against the fascists and Nazis and stuff. And you like work with the mob for a mission. So you're basically just like gathering allies and intel until you figure out where the crux of this missile operation is and destroy it. And yay. There's like 2-ish other characters other than you. There's a leader of the resistance, Zofia, and there's like a OSS officer guy, like US military guy that gives you some orders, and I think his name was Weaver. And they don't really come into play much, and spoilers, nobody should care, but spoilers, at the end of the game, you're like in a standoff with like the main Nazi scientist guy working on these missiles, and Zofia's there, and like they have a gun to her head, like they're holding her prisoner to like use her as leverage against you, and you like look at Zofia and like give her a nod, and she gives you a nod, and then she just like pulls out a knife or something and like stabs a guy, and she's like, I'm gonna be the fucking hero, and then a dude just like shoots her in the head immediately. Like, it was really fucking, I'm thinking they were trying to like pull something like emotional there, but like Zofia is like hardly in the game. There's like no character development, and like just the fact that your character Carl like nods to her like, you be the hero, and she's like, yeah Carl, I'll fucking do it, and then just gets like, what else was gonna happen? They had like 4 guns pointed at her, and they just fucking blow her away. So that was silly. Like even for a game with like a dumb, non-existent story, that was silly. That got a rise out of me. But let's see. Were there any levels that really struck out at me? They were all pretty cool. There's one on a dock, like a little harbor at night, where you're just going around blowing stuff up, and then you're like destroying AA guns, so bombers can come in and blow the place up. I liked that one. There were some tank routes. You can plant some mines on that one. And then there was one where you're on an island with giant naval guns mounted on the island that are just like blasting out to sea, and it's like dawn, like the sun's like kind of just coming up, I think. So that one looks really cool, and every so often you just hear the naval guns go, and that, here's another mechanic. Sound masking. You don't have a silenced rifle really because it's World War II, and like that technology wasn't super keen yet. So you can sound mask, so like in the first level, planes fly over a lot, and you can use the noise of the planes to mask the sound of your rifle and pick someone off and nobody will hear it. And the giant naval guns, those went off on a pretty consistent time frame, like every like 30 seconds or so. So you could really time it and just like wreck a group of people and then never know where you were, you know, feel like a ghost, feel like a sniper elite. I think it's the last mission. You're like in some mountains, some frosty mountains. That one was cool, and you like go into a Nazi facility, obviously, and blow shit up. Just like really good level design overall. Like, I don't know. Overall, like I said, story's dumb, but I didn't expect anything there. And then everything else was actually like really good, and I didn't really expect everything else to be all that good. So yeah, just nice surprise. Nice surprise like this Planner's Punch. And then, like I said, I guess like probably the last thing to go over is weapons, which I didn't use a lot, like I said, but I did get a Mosin Nagant, the famous Russian rifle from World War I and II. And there's a forest level, and I hooked up that Mosin and just crawled through the forest and just domed Nazis left and right, man. Felt like a fucking Russian sniper, man. Vasily Zaitsev, or whatever that famous like Russian farmer guy was that killed a bunch of Nazis to protect his property. Yeah, that mission was dope. And like the difference between the Springfield, the first gun, and the Mosin, the only other rifle I used, it's like the Mosin hits harder, but has like more it's more sway, you know, like harder to keep it steady, and lower velocity. And like you can actually feel those differences. Like you feel like you're knocking people down when you do like center mass shots with it a little better, but you like have to lead. You can feel that you have to lead people more because it's got the lower velocity and stuff, and like it takes a little longer to sight in and keep it steady and stuff. So like the gun differences were cool. And then I used STG-44, that old German like assault rifle. Not that great in this game, actually. Usually in video games, STGs fucking wreck people. But this one was, like, just okay. And then an MP40, the German submachine gun, kind of their Thompson, their version of the Thompson. And that was also good. Kind of just like I feel like it was like a higher fire rate, lower damage Thompson, maybe. And I only used the Well-Rod pistol, which I just fucking loved it. And just like to be able to like hide in a bush, let somebody get close and just go because it makes no noise. And just popping Nazi tops with the Well-Rod. So that was cool. And then to my surprise, I didn't play any of this, but there's a lot of like multiplayer games that sounded fun, like long range games where like there's a line in the middle that I just read the descriptions. So there's like a line in the middle that you can't cross, so you have to fight each other from long range with your rifles. Just regular death matches. There's co-op where you have to like work together to spot and shoot targets. All of it sounded really cool, but I don't fucking care to play multiplayer with randos. And I doubt the game has like a very large player base, and those that are still playing would probably just call me really bad at it because I was just like a super casual that, you know, like I said, had it for free and wanted to play it. So Didn't feel the need, but like I said, it sounded cool. So more power to you if you want to go out there and fucking snipe Elite Four online. But yeah, I think that's that. Like a surprisingly fun, well-made game with like a dumb story that climaxes in a hilarious self-sacrifice that meant more or less nothing. And I don't know, like quick hits, you can blow up vehicles. That just came to my mind. You can just shoot a gas, like unrealistically, you can just shoot a gas tank and a vehicle will fucking explode and tear everyone by it apart. I did that a lot. That was always good. You should really work to try to get people around a vehicle and blow it up. You blow up boats. In the end of the game, you shoot a jet's engines and blow it up. So yeah, just really using that sniper ability to just fuck shit up. And that's what you would expect. And I expected it, but I expected it to be kind of stupid. But it was actually pretty fucking fun, like I said. So, to review, Planner's Punch. Holy fuck, oh my god, this particular recipe of the Planner's Punch fucking slays. This is amazing. I could just bomb these all night. And Sniper Elite 4. Man, like if you'd have it on your PS Plus library, fucking play it. It's free and it's really randomly fun. If it's like, I don't know, it's probably pretty cheap. I think it came out a while ago. So if you're into shooters and and really particularly sniping, if you're like a dope 360 no scope sniper on fucking Call of Duty or something, like you might, well no you wouldn't because that's too fast paced. If you like sniping in video games though, you'll like it. So yeah, yeah. I would recommend it as a time killer. That's the way to say it. Exactly the way that I used it. Like if you're just you've played everything you have and you're just looking for a fun little time killer, I would recommend it for that. Overall though, if you're like, I want a new game, what should I play? I'm really hyped about like getting something new, probably wait for something better. But while you're waiting, make a fucking Planner's Punch. This was awesome. All right, that's the video. And yeah, as always, I just really hope everybody has a really good fucking day.